guys, it's Tracy, aka Nana Tazzy, and I was asked if I would show what projects I'm up to currently working on, and talk a little bit about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, which I'm happy to do, though this part of these projects really is quite boring, so sorry for that, but I will do flip throughs of them, or show bits as I get to the next stages after this. But current projects involve, let's see, I'm altering books. I've got these two, the instruction user guide books that come with your phones. Don't throw these out. Tear out a bunch of pages. I leave to tear out 8 or so, and then I leave 2 and follow that pattern through. And then, let's see, I ran out of glue, so I'm currently up to here. So this is 2 that were left in, and then I've got a wad of torn pages in between here. I leave all those little tails there to help keep the spine together. But that one and then the next page that was left behind will be glued together. So that will make one page, and it will hide all the smuts in between. Okay, I'm following that same theory for altering books. Let's see, that was the user guide. This is a little one from my new phone, and I did the same thing. Well, no, I didn't actually. This one I didn't tear any out. I just glued 2 pages together at a time. And then I went back through and glued 2 of those into pockets. There's some that go that way. I think I only have one that's a top loading pocket. And I've just been staining. I'm not sure what I want to do with this. Originally I was going to turn it into a little purse notebook. I covered it with these things. Let's see. I got a stack of these for my birthday a week or so ago. They're vinyl, the big vinyl stickers, and it fit pretty much perfectly on this cover, so I just went with that so I could kind of get a feel for it and see how well they work. And this came out of a sticker pack from my friend also, for birthday goodies, and I love her. How freaking cool is that? But yeah, this was going to be, I was going to put lined paper in here as well and use it as a purse notebook, but what I think I'm going to do is just make a tiny awesome glue book junk journal thing. But that's where I'm at so far, and I just stained pages and watered down inks and stuff to get that going. But I will show you more of this. I made a pocket in the back. I'll show you a flip through of this whenever I work out what I'm doing with it. But that's a lot of fun. So don't throw out your junk that comes with, you know, anything that you buy, I guess. All the user guides that you don't actually need, because these you can find online. If I have a problem with my phone, this is for the old phone, this is for the new one. These manuals are available online. Google is your friend, so I don't need these, which means they're up for grabs. Let's see, this I followed the same. Let's see, it's a Reader's Digest. I found this at the thrift store, and it's in almost perfect condition. I don't even know why somebody's getting rid of this, but that's good for me. But I've torn out, let's see, I keep 2 pages and then tear out 8 to 10, and I have to go back through, no wait, this one I glued already. Of the 2 pages left behind, you grab one of those, and then the next page that was left behind, and glue the 2 together so you cover up all the stuff in between. This one I need to start decorating, or gessoing pages or doing something, but I'll probably do a video on the process of this whole book. I don't know what I'll call it yet. Let's see, the first story in there was Tsunami, so I might just call it Tsunami. At any rate, I'll do a separate video for that one. But this so far, it didn't take as long as I thought it might to do this part, with the tearing out and gluing all the prep stuff. If you want a video on exactly how to do that, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to do this again with another book, because it really was a lot of fun. It was very satisfying for some reason. But yeah, this one will get its own set of videos, I think. Okay, so that's that one. This one we'll get to. With the same bent, we got new phone books left at the door, what, 2-3 weeks ago? So I figured I'd dig through the old phone books that we have and take one that, you know, isn't really relevant anymore, and I took out 10 pages in between. And if you can see, I don't know how well you can see that, I left these tails. You can tear them out if you want to, but I leave the majority of them in there just so that spine stays straight and has something to hold it together. But this gives us, it doesn't look like a lot of pages now, but by the time we get this book dressed and gessoed, and I think this one's going to be a hybrid art journal and junk journal. Oh, I think that's the plan for this one. I think. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm kind of nervous about these papers because phone books have really thin papers. But I think once we get them glued together, that will help, and get some gesso on some and scrapbook paper or cardstock on others, that might help. But we'll have to see. If nothing else, I can always glue 2 pages together. Let's see. That one. Well, so this one and this one will be glued together for sure. So that will make 1 page, and if that's still too flimsy, I can take the next 2 that are glued together and make a big pocket or something out of it, just to add. Technically it's 4 pages, but it counts as 2. But that would make 1 page that's a pocket, right? If you're confused, let me know and I'll break these down for you. We can do a whole video on dressing that one as well. And I don't have a name for it yet. For some reason I feel the need to name all my books, but I don't know. But with the pages I tore out of the phone book, don't throw these away. If you do any of these altered books, don't throw these pages away, because you can glue them together to stiffen them up a little bit, put gesso on them, stain the edges, and then turn them into, let's see, we can make little envelopes. Going to turn these into envelopes, flowers, tags, all sorts of things. So those are in videos to come as I learn how to do those as well. And it'll probably be more of a lesson in how not to do stuff, but that's how I roll. Okay, so that's current projects. This one is the one I'm trying to really bust hump on and get finished. It's taking so much longer than I thought it would, just for the basics. But this is a composition notebook, 88 cents at Walmart. And I started by, let's see, folding scrapbook papers. Actually, I trimmed them. I cut them down so they fit mostly the height of this book. And then I just folded them at the width that they were, which this came off a 12 by 12 paper pack. This is going to be a journal for a little dude. So we'll just call it Little Dude's Journal. But this will be for his mom, a memory junk journal, somewhere to stick, you know, fun stuff and whatever. But we've got so far to go. What I did first was stuck these in. I used masking tape. So don't freak out that this is all washi, because no, I can't afford that much washi. I mean, honestly, I did get a bunch for my birthday, but I want to use it as decorative stuff, not as, you know, pages, because these are taped. The pages are folded. I did have an extra one here. Aha! pages are folded like so. They're trimmed down to fit the book, folded, not exactly in half. I didn't want them to fit in half because it'd only be here on each side. So some are long, and then when you flip the page over, they're short. But I taped it on the outside because some of these start cracking because it's really thick paper. It's not quite cardstock, but it is really thick paper. So to prevent that from looking nasty, I've got masking tape on the outside, and then I use masking tape to stick it to the paper proper. And so far, it seems to be holding up really, really well. And I am starting to put it through some abuse now. So I did that. These are the only two masking tapes I have that aren't just plain gross masking tape, which I was going to paint, but I don't have time currently. But I may get to that eventually. So I've gone through and done that randomly throughout the book. There's however many pages. Some have 2 pages in between. And some have just way more than that. So it's just random. There's no pattern to it. After that, I have started, let's see, it's been the last 2 days, I have started crinkling up the pages, and this is how we do, like so, and straighten that back out, okay? And you're going to do that all through your book, if you want to. You don't have to. You can do it with some pages, leave others alone, or not at all. I love it, and I love the effect that it's given this book already, because most of the pages have been crinkled, which I think all in the middle have. But I do that, and then I take my homemade alcohol Sharpie inks, and I've been spraying the pages. Actually, wait, let me back up. These colors, I'm in love with this pack. These are Tim Holtz Distress Spray Stains. I got this 2-pack on sale at Hobby Lobby on the clearance wall. I cannot remember how much we paid for it, but it was almost a steal. Like, seriously, I had to have them. And let's see, the green is Evergreen Bough and Rusty Hinge, which I love. And I only did a few test sprays because that's what I do when I get new stuff. I have to test it out somewhere. What I'm doing now, which has taken 2 days, let's see, this is a doily. These are my scrap doilies that I'll use probably in this book, but I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I just lay these down randomly, spray some more, move them around, or if I get pages that have too much spray on them, I'll use this to kind of mop up any extra. That's why I've got it on front and back all over the place. Let's see. Okay, so that's the fancy spray, right? And look at the colors, aren't they beautiful? But I realized that was very, very dark, and this is supposed to be, you know, a baby book for a newborn little guy. He's maybe a month old now. He's adorable. Anywho, but that's very dark. I do want it to be boyish, which is why there's, you know, the little pirate papers everywhere. Because how cute are those? But at the same time, I don't want every page to be this dark. So I went back through, and this is something I do for stationery when I write to my oldest daughter and stuff. I take my homemade alcohol Sharpie spray inks and just spritz them all over the page randomly. Some of them I unscrew and flick, and you'll see maybe big washout spots of that. Let's see. See, and some are real light, and that one I didn't do on this side of the paper, but I did this side. So you'll get some that are dark and some that are light. Like this one, these are real vivid on this side. I came back later and just spritzed from a distance, which is why my table is covered in distress stain. But what I want to do is tie the bright colors in to the previous darker ones. So not everyone will get one or even both of these, but they'll be throughout the book so it looks intentional. But some of these are real bright, real loud, vivid colors, and some of the backs not so much, which is fine. I don't want it to be uniform. I want it to still feel like a junk journal. And I have a hard time calling these one junk journals because they're not really. I've yet to make a full-on bona fide junk journal. I do have a box of stuff I've been collecting after I changed my art room around last week, which took almost a week. I did make a box of trash and treasure type stuff that I plan on doing another video figuring out how to make a full-on real junk journal out of junk mail and packaging and that kind of stuff, because I haven't actually made a junk journal proper yet. But these, I don't know what else you would call them. I mean, I know some people call them junk, spelled with a Q, because they're prettier than the traditional junk journal. But yeah, I don't know. They're just altered books or modified books. But this is what I've been doing. And let me skip ahead here. All of these flip out, every single one, for the now. What I might do is cut a corner and make some pockets or something. I don't know yet. I'll show you. I'll probably do a process video or updates on this one for Little Dude's junk journal memory book. You see, some of these are just not near as bright as their counterparts, and it just works for me. So yeah. Now when I spray these, see, it was a previous dark one, and it's too much. That this book would be drowned if it was this dark throughout. And I work a little bit in one section, move to a different section, move to behind that, move to in front of that. So I'm going to have to go back and forth, back and forth. And I think now I'm up to the front here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me show how I do this real quick. Grab some wax paper. This will work fine. And if you're using alcohol Sharpie spray inks or alcohol anything in your crafting, please, please have a window open, have a fan on. Do it outside if you can. It's 100 degrees out right now, so you know, I take my book out, I do it inside a little bit and take it out, do some more outside, let it dry. That's how I cheated this afternoon, because I don't use a heat gun. I know a lot of people do, and if you do, that's cool. I don't. One, because I have migraines really bad. That's why I don't even use a hairdryer on my hair. It's just too loud to stick next to my head. But two, I don't like the way that it feels. I like a natural dry. The texture is different. I don't know why. But yeah, we'll some of these you just flick, and the colors, the alcohol and the colors just push each other around a little bit. I haven't been spraying these with water. Actually, this composition notebook's held up real well. Some of them I've had the lines just completely melt. You know, once that ink gets wet, it just fades or moves or something. Now I will lay these on each other wet, and they will soak up each other's color to some degree. If you don't want that effect, because it comes out different each time, I can't plan the outcome of these. It's really weird. Let's see, let's throw some purple at that. But if you don't want that effect, grab you an extra piece of, let's use this one. Wax paper and lay it in there. Be aware though, because this is wet, I don't know if you can see that moving around, because it's wet, the wax paper will leave an effect of its own. It's like if you've done the cling wrap technique with acrylic paints or whatever. You can do it with watercolor as well, but you paint and then you get a chunk of cling wrap and then you smush it all in and make veins and weird stuff, and a lot of people let it dry and then peel it off. I peel it off while it's wet so it does a real veiny thing, and then I usually take my cling wrap and lay it on something else, because the second print of it I think is way better than the first one. Let's see, I think I'm just going to spray that with the purple. And these colors separate, so that's supposed to be purple, and I don't know if it's being with the alcohol or what, but yeah, the pink is far more prevalent. Okay, now if you don't want to get it on this page, either leave it there or put wax paper. You can also use, let's see, I get these at Sally's, a huge bag of them for next to nothing, Sally's Beauty Supply, and you can go through and like stuff them in randomly and just let your page dry, just mid-air, hang time, which I'm going to do on this one. Oh, I'm going to uncover that and just set these out to help the air get in there. Again, it's warm out today, like excessively warm, so I've just been taking my book out and just letting it bake in the sun. So some of these pages that are already done and dried, let's see, like this one, it feels, I don't know if you can hear it, how awesome is that? It really has that crinkly texture to it. Now, once I get a bunch of these done again, I'll come back through and spritz some of them from a distance with the rusty hinge or the evergreen bough, just to tie the previous pages together. I haven't made any ephemera for this book yet, but I will be. Let's see, probably the same stuff that I put in Baby Alora's junk journal, so I'll have to stick a link in somewhere for that, because I showed a lot of how to make that, so I won't show that again unless it's requested. But some envelopes, pockets, tuck spots, not sure what else we had in that one. But yeah, this journal will have flip outs and some tuck spots, probably envelopes that hang over and turn into a tuck spot pocket. Yeah, I'm not sure, but this is what I'm up to. This is the stuff on my desk right now. I will do a flip through of definitely the little dude's book. I'll do a flip through when I'm done with it, and probably that one, or if I get these done about the same time, I might just do double flip throughs or something. But these are a lot of fun. Don't throw out your stuff. Seriously, I've become a hoarder somehow, but I'm trying to organize it much better. You know, I've got little pockets, and it's cool. It's a lot of fun. But the book is already made for you. The whole reason I did this one, the book was already made for me. And while I like making books, altering composition notebooks and using stuff that's already available is a nice break from time to time. It's a good change of pace. So yeah. Anywho, that's catching you up as per request, and I hope you guys are having an epic day, and like, subscribe, share, ring my bell, all that stuff. If you have any comments, any questions, please hit me up in comments below, and until I see you guys again, I just want to say thanks for your time. I love you. Bye.